Well, the big idea is that this world is changing. And the dynamic nature of our marketplace is forcing us to look at ourselves as an industry. And what our suggestion is it starts with our leaders and it includes us. So that's the big idea. If we can change the way we see, we can change the way change is done, and then we can deliver what we call breakthrough results in these complex environments.
The U.S. military coined a phrase called VUCA. Anyone heard of this? VUCA?
Yeah.
It's an acronym, stands for volatile, uncertain, chaotic, and ambiguous. So our world is becoming increasingly VUCA. Does that make sense to you, that we're trending towards more of each of those four features? Right. And so we're proposing that by waking up to our interiors and doing the interior work, and by using a comprehensive integrated guidance system, is the way that we can best navigate a VUCA environment as it's being expressed in the world geopolitically, but in a smaller way in our organizations that we're working within.
Now here's where it gets interesting. The reason humans go through those stages is because the social systems around them draw them up the ladder, if you will. If you go back a number of centuries and then go back further, the stage of development of humanity back there when we were hunter-gatherers was rather low compared to today. And then we went through the Industrial Revolution and all that stuff where we're waking up to bigger holes. Remember the old days when a ship sailed across to the horizon? What happened when it went out of sight? It fell off the edge of the earth, because that was our perspective from that stage of development. And then we've woken up and realized, wow, it's actually a round globe and we revolve around the sun, etc. So we've increased our paradigm, and that's what's happening vertically. So what happens is, as people grow vertically, three things. First is they see larger and larger systems. So they see across space with greater horizons. Now, why is that important? Well, because it allows me to see interdependencies I couldn't see before. When I can see bigger holes, I can see how the parts fit in the whole. So now I have complex situations like stakeholder groups and union needs, but hey, the business needs to reduce costs, yeah, but we've got to invest in the workforce, and yeah, but we got more regulation, we got to do more with less, hey, we got a technology implementation that needs to land, that's going to empower people, yeah, but the people are no longer really trusting of us, you know, all those dynamics. From a low stage, I can't see the solution. But as I can get a bigger perspective, I can see how those things begin to fit together. So that's the first thing. See across space, we call that systems thinking. The second thing that happens as somebody grows vertically is we see in longer horizons. Now the 2-year-old wants the candy when? The 6-year-old can wait until after what? Dinner. The 14-year-old starts to realize that if I eat too much of it, something happens to my hips. Right? The 18-year-old, you get where I'm going? So they can think in different horizons. Now think of managers you work with. You work with people that have a mindset that if I can see the 30-day plan, I'm good. But you ask them to envision 3 years out, they're lost. That's a vertical development issue. Right? So the point about vertical development from a time standpoint is we can begin to see longer and longer horizons. How long does a developmental change last? How long will it take? Maybe a couple months. Transformational change, are we measuring in months or years? Years. The more complex the change, the longer the horizon. So we've got to increase our time frame and our space frame. Systems thinking, process thinking. The third way is as people grow vertically, they get more and more in touch with the depth of who they are as a human being. Lower stages focus only on what people do. Next stage is up, we'll start to focus on how people feel. Next stage is up, we'll start to focus on how people think. Next stage is up, we'll start to focus on the core beliefs the human has. So the deeper thinking, the unconscious parts. That's a vertical move. So as I grow vertically, I'm growing vertically because I'm peeling back the layers of myself and getting more and more in touch with the core of my being. Right? So those three things are fundamental in this high VUCA world. That's our proposition.